Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it, I do. Thank you. And thank you for your comments and all your kind words. I meant what I said. I feel horrible for the Roosh checks, and I hope that one day, which will probably never happen, but they can have some kind of peace in their lives. And with this coming out now, it doesn't look like Chris is ever going to let them have it. So on People.com, Chris Watts is looking into ways to appeal his conviction for killing his wife and daughters. Why, Chris? Why? Because you're bored? Because you have nothing to do but sit in the cell all day, stare at your toilet? Maybe they should keep him out of the library. Maybe they should keep him off the phone. He deserves, like, the worst punishment ever. And now he's looking for ways to get out of it. Because he's got nothing on his hands but time. He shouldn't even been given that. The convicted family killer in prison for the rest of his life is researching his case and reaching out to attorneys. Chris Watts, who was in prison for killing his entire family, is weighing his legal options to decide whether to appeal his conviction. Does he even really have any legal options? You pleaded guilty. You did it. You killed your family. You should have thought about that. A source close to the Watts tells People that Watts is looking into ways to appeal his punishment and has been researching his case and other similar cases. I don't think this is the first time I've ever heard of something like this. Obviously, it would be an uphill battle for him because he pleaded guilty, says the source, who has knowledge of Watts' legal case. And with a guilty plea, you forfeit some of your rights to an appeal. And that's not absolute. There's a small chance that it could work out in his favor. I think that chance is very, 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 very small. It's so tiny. Like that tiny. The source says that Watts has spoken with attorneys on the phone, but doesn't have a plan for his representation. It would cost him money that he just doesn't have, says the insider. But he's still exploring his options. You had money, though, didn't you, Chris? You had nice things. Now what do? You make 5 cents an hour scrubbing toilets? A True Crime Loser did a video on his interrogation, and he said, I think it was his second one, when they went out, the FBI and CDI, or CBI, went to Wisconsin to talk to Chris, and he was saying they were screaming at him, stick your head in the toilet, Chris, commit suicide. They were gonna kill him there, and they moved him to Wisconsin. Why does he deserve any special treatment at all? He doesn't. He killed his kids, and I know that's a bad thing in prison, and they want to kill you for that, and maybe they should have left him there and did the world a favor. Then there's a picture of Chris, and in that second interrogation video, Tammy and Graham, when they went to Wisconsin, at the end of it, she said, you look so different, can I just get a picture? It's not going to go on social media and, you know, whatever. I just need this picture. So he agrees to take the picture, and like, I don't know, a week later, it's bam, right on YouTube. There you go. This is what he looks like now. He does look so different. I mean, he was a good looking guy, and now he just looks like psychotic. Watts, 33, is serving multiple life sentences after pleading guilty last November to the August 13th, 2018 murders of his pregnant wife Shanann and the couple's 2 young daughters, Bella 4 and Celeste 3. So sad. Oh, here it is. In February 18th is when Graham and Tammy went to Wisconsin to interview him again. And they said that he wasn't in any more trouble, which I don't even know if that makes any sense. But they're looking for something. I mean, I don't know if that was just them maybe doing a psychology thing, interview serial killers and try and get inside their minds to see what makes them tick. I don't know if that interview was done for that reason or if they think that there are other possibilities out there. There are some real good channels on YouTube that have pretty good theories. Ask Marley is one of them, and she's got some good stuff up there. I mean, that lady's on the ball. Sarah and Dippity, she's good. There's another one, the Couch Detective. The Armchair Detective. He seen the shadow before the even FBI caught on to it, I think, or the cops or the police, whoever. But that guy's good. He probably should have been an investigator if he's not a retired one. Or one, I don't know. So in February 18th, the interview from inside the prison, Watts gave chilling details of the murders to authorities of the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. He said his wife Shanann may have been praying as he strangled her to death inside of their bedroom. He said then drove his wife's body to the job site where he buried it in a shallow grave and his daughters waited in the car. Additionally, he claimed Bella saw him smother Celeste and scream, "Daddy, no," at him before he killed her. "I hear it every day when Bella was talking to me," Watts told detectives, when she says, "Daddy, no." Good. I hope that you hear that over and over and over and over again in your brain and it drives you insane. You deserve nothing but the worst. Just a cold-hearted, cold-blooded killer. He also said he speaks to the photos of his family in his cell and reads a book out loud to his deceased daughters every night. Oh, what a good dad. Then there's a picture of him and Shanann. Poor Shanann. Poor Shanann. How could she have ever known that she was married to this maniac? According to the insider, Watts feels that he was unable to explain some of the mitigating circumstances of what happened on the night he killed his family. Maybe some of the theories out there are correct. Mitigating circumstances. I'll have to look that up to exactly what the definition is. But I remember in the Jodi Arias trial, when they were doing her mitigating factors, it was more about if for her to avoid the death penalty, if she was abused as a child, if her parents were drug addicts, how she grew up, what I guess may have caused her to do this. Everything happened so fast there at the end of the legal proceedings. The source says, and he's not sure he was in the right mind to plead guilty like he did. For him, it's not just about him getting out of jail, it's also that he hasn't been able to really have his day in court. What? Your day in court? What would you say? What would be your day in court? Do I even really need to get into that? Stick your head in the toilet, Chris. Even if Watts retains an attorney licensed to practice in Colorado, he'd still have to deal with the appeal from several states away. He is imprisoned in Wisconsin. Yeah, they saved you. You got special treatment. So instead of getting shanked in prison in Colorado, they moved you to Wisconsin so that you were safe. But nobody moved your children and your wife so that they were safe. I think they should have left you there. He understands that this would be a Hail Mary, says the insider. He's smart enough to realize that it's unlikely to ever change anything, but he's sitting in prison with nothing but time. It's sinking in to him that he could be in the same cell for 50 years, and now he's trying to decide whether there are any legal remedies for him. That's the article. I don't know if this article was just put out to keep Chris Watts relevant in the news, to sell papers. I don't know. Not sure. But I don't think there's any chance of him getting any appeals or anything. And yeah, sure, he's sorry. Not that he feels sorry for what he did, but he feels sorry for himself. He feels sorry that he can't live a normal life, that he can't, it said that he was smart enough, but you weren't smart enough to realize that if you killed your family, that's what was going to happen. I don't think Chris is smart at all. I think there's no chance at all. And again, my heart goes out to the Ruse checks and what they have to keep dealing with and putting up with.